1, 2, 3. Tres, trio, shri. Hello everybody, I'm the Vertibarian. Welcome back to the channel. Hope you're all doing really well. Now, as the intro suggested there, in today's video we're going to be rehousing 3 of our tarantulas into larger enclosures. So first up is Mr. Murray, which is of course our Ephinobopus murinus, or skeleton leg tarantula. Next we have our Chilobrachys fimbriatus. And finally, everybody's favourite name, just because it's so much fun to say, is the bumba cabocla. Bumba cabocla. We're doing something I don't really like doing very much with these guys, but it's random tubs. Not a fan of using just random tubs, especially one that looks like it's been used to collect bull samples or horsey samples or something. Anyway, yeah, we're rehousing these 3 into those pots. Normally I prefer to use, sort of similar type tubs, sort of sense of symmetry is the word I'm looking for, but we're going to be going random. Why not? Let's be a little bit random just for a wee change. It won't be forever, but for now it's a matter of rehousing these guys into something else. So without further ado, let's set up some enclosures. First one we're going to be putting into this rather cute, dinky little sort of rub tub type of thing is going to be our bumba cabocla. Now these are a terrestrial species. They are from Brazil. Be described as quite a skittish sort of species, but absolutely fascinating. The one I have has created quite a luscious sort of tunnel system down in here, but although that would probably be alright in here for a wee while yet, you know me, I like to try and offer a bit of space. So we've got some substrate in there. This is just coir that we're using just now. I am hoping to switch most of mine to sort of topsoil sooner or later, but haven't done that as of yet. So we're going to pop in a little bit of decoration. And probably a little bit of moss just to give it a bit of that character, a bit of atmosphere. At the moment it's going to be a very, very basic little setup, but we still want it to look relatively pleasing to the eye. Not that I'm reckon our bumba's going to care, but yeah, we've just used a bit of that gathered moss just to try and sort of give it a bit of life, a bit of feel of life to the environment. So as I say, this is the bumba cabocla, Brazilian redhead. You can see it there. Hopefully, if the camera would care to focus. A little bit better. Shaking a tushy at me. Shake your booty. So yeah, this is a really beautiful spider. They developed this kind of red carapace, long, spindly, sort of silvery grey legs. Very, very beautiful little species. I don't think you'll find anyone that keeps one that regrets getting one. So quite simply, all we're going to do is pop our little cabocla down into its new enclosure. Absolutely no bother at all, and out of focus. Well done me, but there we go. Sorry, footage is not great, camera's playing up. There we go, our little cabocla is into its house, little leggy. Very, very beautiful little species. Definitely one to consider adding to your collection if you want something that's beautiful. Quite obviously, with being a terrestrial, it's often out as sort of burrows and milling about, quite active, I find. So hopefully this little tub will do it a good bit longer than the one it was in. Let's move on to our next rehouse. There you go, little bumba. Next up into our seminal sample tub is going to be the Ephinobopus murinus. So these guys are fossorial, so we should all know what that means by now, but if you don't, if this is something new to you, fossorial means that they are burrowing tarantulas, and these guys are very, very well known for their burrowing indeed, and I'll probably very rarely see this one come out. They're quite a skittish and defensive tarantula. So these are actually from the subfamily Aviculariinae. So your sort of pink toe and stuff. As I say, these are a fossorial species. They're a New World species coming from the South Americas, meaning that they like a nice humid environment. Again, we'll kind of pop a few bits of decor in here just to try and, I don't know, make it not just a big old tub of dirt, which is pretty much what it will be. Our tarantula will burrow down, never to be seen again, and again we'll just pop a wee bit of this moss on the top just for surface decoration. More than anything, hold a wee bit of humidity, just gives it a bit of colour, a bit of character. I'm not putting any live plants or anything in with these ones, maybe when they're bigger, but right now, no. Just a bit of moss, if it would go in. Now that's as basic comes. A bit of moss, but hide, and lots of luscious dirt for it to burrow away down into. So these were, this one particularly was a gift to myself. This was off my magical list of 3, and I was sent this by some very good friends of mine. I was very, very lucky indeed. It has grown in the time it's been here. So these guys get their name of skeleton legs due to the markings on their legs. They're a very, very beautiful species. So hopefully we can bring this up here, we can get a look without it bolting out. So just like that, and we're off. So back in the tub, shoving that moss out the way, you can kind of see the light bouncing off the abdomen there. The abdomen is the back part of the tarantula where all our internal organs are. And it's kind of hiding on that moss, which isn't great, but there's this lovely metallic sheen just going on the abdomen there. Slight markings starting to show on the legs. Again, you can't see because it's hiding, but before we do another bolt, we are going to get a lid onto there because we don't want to be chasing our Murinus around the place. 2 down, 1 to go. I guess the real fun begins because we're moving on to our Chilobrachys fimbriatus, obviously part of the Chilobrachys family. These guys come from India. They're also known as the Indian violet tiger, or Indian violet earth tiger. Probably not highly recommend as a beginner species, although, you know, a lot of people will begin with what they feel they have researched and are comfortable with. But these guys are described as being a bit on the moody and aggressive side. Heavy webbers. Again, another fossorial species. So again, fossorial means we are burrowing down. What we want to do is try and sort of pack that in as much as we can, get lots of lovely fresh substrate in there. I'm going to leave a bit of a gap at the top so I've got reaction time should this decide it wants to make a bolt like our skeleton leg there just did, because that's always fun, chasing our slimes around the place, isn't it? And again, nothing particularly overly impressive about this enclosure. It is a tub of dirt that we're going to throw a few bits of decoration into, and a bit of moss just to give it a bit of something. So again, there we have it. Bits of bark, bits of moss. These will all help act as anchor points, although this will bury down, create a lovely little tunnel system, but it should create quite a nice bit of webbing up here. As I say, this is a fossorial species from India, so fossorial will burrow. Terrestrial generally sit on the top and will be they'll use existing burrows or hideaways or logs or stones or whatever to hide under. They may burrow slightly themselves if they can't find something suitable. And terrestrial, arboreal, sorry, is up in the trees. So that's generally your three types if you're researching and reading about tarantulas and such like. So as we can see, lovely webbing in there, absolutely lovely webbing. You can make out abdomen, back end here, front end here. Little moult there. I do absolutely love the Chilobrachys tarantulas. They're very, very beautiful. This one develops really stunning markings. Again, what I want to do is try and encourage it down to the pot without it making a run for it, like our last one did. I should probably be using something a bit finer than this now. I think we've managed to scoof it in with its web in there, which would be incredibly handy. We have indeed. You can just make out the legs. Legs are just here in this webbing. It would be quite cool if we could get a little look at it, but obviously we don't want to be upsetting it. We don't want to be causing it to do a runner. But here we go. So it's poking out, looking absolutely beautiful. It'd be quite good if it come out so we could see what those abdominal markings are looking like. So the carapace is the bit that the legs are attached to there, that you can just see poking out just above the eyes there, leading on to, there we go. So, and there's the abdomen just coming out the back of the webbing now. No real indication of markings or anything on this tarantula as of yet. You can just see the spinnerets at the back there. But an absolutely beautiful, beautiful tarantula, especially when it starts getting a bit older and starts taking on its markings. It'll look much, much better. Then 3 done. It went relatively smoothly, apart from Mr. Murray trying to make an absolute run for it, but all is well, it ends well. Before we end this video, there's one more thing I really want to show you, because this is something that I feel I've got a real bond, a real journey with. Something that's very, very special to me indeed. So some of you may recall The Adventures of the Trapdoor Spider, the one we got from the spider shop, and when it arrived it seemed to be as good as gone, but I continue to slowly offer it droplets of water, using my little water dropper thing here. Drop. Offered it tiny little droplets of water, and over time it seemed to gain strength. Well, I went to check on it the other day and it looked this very lethargic, not very healthy, really bad way. I was starting to get a bit worried, so I put it into this smaller tub, a sort of drier half and a more humid half substrate, just on the hope that it would choose whichever side it wanted to, and hopefully pick up like once more. So we left it be, and you may notice there is a tiny mole right up the top here, and look at our beautiful trapdoor spider that has given me more concern and worry than probably any other animal I've ever owned. You can start to see that gold coloration starting to show on the abdomen there. Not really, I would go as far as to say burrowing or trapdooring very much, but it has created all this absolutely lovely webbing inside its little home, and as I say, it's starting to take on a bit of colour, and it's just been such an amazing journey with this wee one. Even the legs are starting to get a bit of colour now. Looking really, really healthy, really happy. It makes me over the moon to see it doing so well, considering the journey we've been on together. So yeah, there we go. That is that. Nice little quick rehousing video. They will go up onto this shelf here. This is the kind of random tub pot shelf sling area. Hopefully we'll be getting some nicer display units at some point. But in the meantime, three little rehousings done swiftly, happily, and completed. So just like that, we have arrived at the end of this video. Thank you ever so much to everybody that has taken the time to watch this video. Please do pop your comments down below. If you have any questions, do let me know. Of course, don't forget that the Scottish show is taking place in Glasgow in just over a week from now. That's the 14th of August. Details can be found on the Invert Show UK page. I'll try and pop details on the screen if I remember to do that during the edit process. But hopefully I will see some of you there. I will try and I will try and stick a vampire. I'll try and take some stickers with me. So if you see me and you want one of my stickers, let me know. I'll give you a sticker. Awesome. But yeah, that is it from me to you guys. Thank you ever so much. Please consider subscribing to the channel. We've kind of been a bit slow recently. We've not had much growth, which is my fault because I've not been producing much in the way of any valuable content. Valuable. But anyway, that is it for me to you guys. Really hope to see some of you there at the Scott Show. Again, pop down below if you're going to be there. It'd be really awesome. And that's it. That's it for me to you guys. Thank you ever so much, and we will see you in the next video. Thank you. Bye-bye.